much as the chair is not here, as he's excused. And first item on the agenda is item number 20, resolution relative to amending a professional services contract with R.A. Smith National Incorporated in the amount of $15,500 for fair traffic signal plans for inclusion in the Wisconsin DOT Zoo Interchange Traffic Management Plan project scheduled for 2014.
That's the 84th and National.
84th and National.
Intersection. Right. And they're going to design it for the DOT to install it. This $15,000 is actually going to be reimbursed out of the money we're getting for the zoo.
So this will not. It's not a budget item for us, but it's not going to come out of our budget anyways. It's going to be.
It'll be out of the money that's allocated to us
from traffic mitigation from the zoo.
Mr. Chair.
Alderman Rote.
It seems to me like 5 or 6 months ago we had the thing with DOT also with the timing of the lights getting off the expressways for all the construction and things like that.
We're handing over essentially the keys to the traffic signals to them.
Right. I mean, you kind of know a little bit about that?
Yes.
And I asked Mike Lewis at that meeting, I said, do we even have a say in this? And he said, no. So I put my head down and just, okay. It seems to me like since we've done this, all the traffic around any off-ramp, 84th, National, Oklahoma, you just can't make any lights anymore.
Yeah.
Did they screw that up and tinker with that? Because there's just gridlock.
That's why they want to take all these. They're going to have long, alternate routes for the freeway construction. So they want control of all the signalized intersections, and they're going to give us new signals.
But in my opinion, that screws everybody else up that's fighting that traffic. I can see National Avenue, they want to just make that one big, on and off ramp to keep traffic flowing. I get that, but it seems everybody else pays going east, west, north, south, any direction. Yes. And you're saying we don't have
traffic
we can't change our lights around to.
And that's a big project, that the zoo and the.
No, I understand.
And the traffic has got to go somewhere. They're going to come on our streets,
right?
And they want to avoid.
But it seems all that traffic would flow better if we had the. I mean, I've only gotten one call on it, but I've gotten a lot of comments about. One guy said to me, he said, everybody speeds through yellow lights because they don't want to miss the next one 5 blocks away.
Yeah.
This arrangement where they have control of our lights, is this going to be permanent, or is it just for the duration of the construction project?
It's for the duration. They do want some permanently, and I don't know offhand exactly the list of those.
Okay.
So, but it may be 84th and Greenfield, which is basically two state highways.
Yeah.
But we can find that out, and we do have some say in the timing. So if we notice there's a problem, we can suggest a timing change, and they probably will do it.
Okay.
Without a problem.
I think what you're saying is your fear is they're going to time the lights so the freeway runs fine. But all the side streets are just jammed up.
6 months ago.
Yes. Yeah.
What they're going to do is they're going to time the lights for the increase in traffic. So, National is going to get a little more time.
Yeah.
But the phase is also going to be longer. We're going to go from maybe a 60-second phase to a 90-second phase. So you have just as long of a phase east-west, but a longer phase.
Shorter going
north-south.
Yes.
Going north-south, but longer east-west.
Okay, on this resolution, is there a motion?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
I guess,
No?
so there is a way to tweak this if it's not working.
Yes.
Is what I got out of your.
We have constant communication with the DOT.
Okay.
So.
Okay. We're going to be happy? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Sorry, I had a premature.
Resolution is adopted. Item number 21.
Move for approval.
Bill. Is there a second?
Second, Mr. Chair.
On the resolution to accept the proposal of Casper Truck Equipment for finishing and delivering one 9-foot dump body hydraulic system and a 3.5 cubic yard auger spreader for a total sum Any further discussion? Budgeted item? Yes?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Item number 22.
Move for approval. Trying to help you out.
I'll second that one. This is for the second half, resolution relative to accepting proposal for Bruce Municipal Equipment for furnishing and installing one rear load refuse collection packer for a total sum of $87,212.
Mr. Chair,
Any discussion? Alderman Rote?
maybe you can share with us with that budget or the footnote we saw in the budget about reducing some routes, but yet getting a new packer.
Yeah, potentially there's is out there that we'll look at, but it's not for sure. We're trying to do some cuts at the Department of Public Works within sanitation. We are looking at other avenues to make those budget cuts. The incentive route is one of those that we are looking at, combining down to 6, down to 5. However, there could be other avenues there where we could make those cuts of 2 positions. In doing that, 2 weeks ago, the chassis portion of this equipment was approved and is budgeted. So this is a final portion.
So this is the mate.
Yes. Yep. So.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. And at number 23, resolution relative to amending the agreement with Ayers Associates, Inc. for additional consulting work at the Lincoln Avenue landfill site for an estimated sum of $5,400. Alderman Rowe?
No, yeah.
Okay.
This was to address some issues we had for non-compliance with the DNR. So they were nice enough to go ahead with it before the contract.
Okay, move for approval.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Yes. Does this have anything to do with the methane that we have monitored every year out there? We always
Yes.
pay that 11 grand for the methane, like 10/8, 10/9, 11 grand.
Yeah, they did an actual DNR showed up to inspect the site
Okay.
What?
because
First
of
time in how
the
long?
School district dumping all the dirt out there.
Oh.
And they found some of the padlocks were not latched on the caps of those test.
Sure.
And, one was broken off. There were a couple other things. There was no sign out in front that it's a landfill. The grass wasn't mowed. So
Grass was a move.
Who's supposed to be catching that, though? Who's
Yeah, well, we have the
DNR.
consultant.
Yeah.
It's once a year.
it's if you read the fine print of the landfill license, I guess you'd catch some of that. But it was
Never really read it, Joe.
Yeah, there's a list of what they're calling violations here, deficiencies.
of which you've corrected, and I believe they're happy. So
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Adopted. And that is it for the Board of Public Works.
So bad, was
A couple minutes for Alderman Sims. So, I don't know. A lot of discussion going on there. Let's call License Health meeting to order. First one is number 38. Go ahead, you can say it. I don't see her here.
Findings and recommendations in the matter of the complaint against,
No, the name.
the Dillneat Corporation. That's all it is.
What did we call her? Did we request her to be?
Rupinder.
Rupinder.
She was sent a letter to appear, and I have not seen her tonight.
Didn't we move to take our license away?
This is what the findings and recommendation is to not renew and revoke.
And she's not here to defend herself.
No, and I was going to see if the city attorney's office received any type of communication from her attorney or her, because I have not heard of anything happening.
Well, let's hold that.
And,
Is there anybody from the city attorney's staff here?
Yeah, they're probably in a safe and
Mr.
development
Bowles
right
is,
now.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's hold that till Scott comes back in. Okay, number 39. It's a request for the outdoor extension on the 60th and Mitchell Brothers Nest.
Mr. Chair?
Alderman Weigel.
I think a couple issues were brought up tonight that, as far as hours of operation, and I guess if the principals are here, do we want to get some answers from them, like
Sure.
how late?
Come on up here.
Okay.
Oh, stop.
The hours of operation on the beer garden would be, I guess we were finalized it ideally 10, but it could be more, looking more to use that site during the day hours. During the spring and summer.
So, and
We're not really,
you're not talking about putting a kitchen in, it's going to be essentially outdoor beverage.
Right, like a
and-
beer garden,
Beer garden.
where they can take out their
Yeah.
beer and have a cigarette.
and have a cigarette. So you'd be amenable to just saying at 10 p.m. And if I understand correctly, let's say you agree to 10 p.m. every night, that would mean customers could still be out there, they just couldn't have
Beverages.
beverages. Is that correct, Scott? We're talking about an extension of premises, out of doors. Specifically, we're talking about 60th and Burnham.
Mitchell.
Excuse me, 60th and Mitchell, I'm sorry.
Well, this next
This
step.
committee doesn't typically set any of those rules.
That-
Our ordinance defers it to
Safety.
special use
Okay.
for
Right.
setting all those times and what can be done. So on the special use, you can take your pick. What time and what's allowed after a certain period of time. You could allow for no activity after a certain period of time out there,
Well-
or no alcoholic beverages or whatever. I think typically it's 10 o'clock and we typically say no alcoholic beverages after 10 o'clock. On most of those special uses.
Now,
Go ahead.
Could be mistaken.
so this isn't, I didn't look real closely at the picture. There's no actual fence on the sidewalk, it's just going to be vegetation?
it's going to be a 4 to 5 foot hedge line that's going
Yeah,
to run along there. So it's
vegetation.
gonna, vegetation.
Okay.
Fence, I guess is the best way to put
And
it.
you understand that what happens out there is the same as what happens inside your bar.
Oh, correct.
So if like a 15-year-old gets off the bus, walks over with a can of malt liquor, and sits down at your table at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you don't see him, strictly speaking, he's consuming beverages on your premises.
We understand that. We also have cameras out there as
Yeah.
well already
Yeah.
in place.
I mean,
to
we could put
monitor
up a
that.
fence if,
Well, and I don't want to get into that, I think it went to Plan Commission, and they seem to be, I guess, it's not my district, and I was concerned about the slippery slope of us having, at least I thought we hadn't approved any place that wasn't essentially outdoor dining, but it was brought to my attention that we've already approved a couple places that don't have food, and I don't think we've had any problems there.
I don't know. Now,
If I could, Mr. Chairman, to your point, in safety and development, they did talk about the fence as well, and they were, I think, uniform, Jim, and that they,
Exactly, yeah.
they're going to insist on a fence there to block that off.
Mr. Chairman, if I could,
Go ahead.
I agree with Alderman Weigel's concerns. I came here at the tail end of the meeting, is, we know what responsibility there is and what responsibility we have to our community. I have no problem with those outdoor areas, as long as, it does provide some aesthetic improvement to the area, that there are strict guidelines in terms of hours of operation, that if, and as the city attorney Post indicated, we just recently briefly discussed perhaps the need for some type of fencing in that area, which the safety and development will take up at the time. I believe that to come in with a special use
Right.
hearing on that, exactly what would be, and Alderman Shaplisky is one of the alder persons for that area. But I have no problem with his license, but in terms of the outside area, there's more to just what we're going to approve this evening. It's what safety development is also going to insist upon as part of the whole development package.
Okay.
Because that's I think everyone would agree to the fact that that's an extremely important part of the city that needs development. We need improvement, and we're all in favor of that. And we're happy that someone's coming forth with investment. We're going to put a little bit of our money into this in terms of grants. But this is going to be owner occupied. Are you
Yes,
yes, we live there.
We live there right
We do
now.
live
Oh,
there.
you do? Okay, all right. That's all then.
Mr. Chair? And you could only get to it from inside the bar, correct? Because wasn't that... Please write on that.
We have to resign that area if that's what they request. Right now, you basically
Well, I guess if we put up a fence, we could actually put it up to make it so that they could only get there
unified
from that
entrance.
way.
Am I not correct, Scott, that
I having.
You talking about the apartment upstairs? Is that your question?
No, the outdoor dining, I thought you could only enter those places from the bar, like we
No.
did out at...
No.
You can come in off,
Look at
right up
mine.
the sidewalk.
Look at mine. I have outdoor at Benno's. You can walk right in the alley. Before you hit the door, you're in my... You're in my...
licensed premise.
Yeah, if you're asking me from
Okay,
a legal
I'm sorry.
standpoint, no, it's not a requirement.
Okay.
It could be.
It could be, we could require it, and again, in a special use, but it's not anything in the statutes.
Thank you.
I don't think we've done it. I don't think we've done that.
My concern about it is that you're butting right against residential there. You know, and you said 10 o'clock at the latest somebody will be out there, you know, and it's just still...
I've spoken to property owners that directly abut our property, talking to the on the other side of the alley, so I've spoken to them.
Right.
They're all for it, and they have 2 small kids.
And then the-
They honestly think that it will keep the noise down because of all the people just hanging out there smoking. This way there's bushes and, you know, an actual area. They're not all over the parking lot. We're confining them to an 18 by 20 area.
Where else have we given this license to?
Hankies.
What is Hankies? Hankies, there was...
61st and...
They did? I thought that was just a,
Well, that's how they...
would go out to smoke.
No, well,
No.
if it, alcohol beverages are consumed out there all the time. That's for sure.
Aries, we're giving that to Aries on...
Well, they serve.
That's a restaurant, though.
Oh, just-
We're
just-
talking
just
about
drinking.
Yeah,
It's a bar.
places
It's a bar,
that are
okay.
drinking. And so Beloit Road also on like 67th, 69th and Beloit or something like that. Whatever that is. Okay.
Yeah, we do that. That little bar, that little bitty bar. But what about that bar, but isn't there a place in the 3rd District? I can't remember the name.
On Greenfield Avenue.
Like 97th north of
Yeah.
this north, the corner bar.
Yeah, they serve food also.
But they serve food, yeah. And that's the... See, my concern would be the noise and the problems and, you know, people, it's just so visible.
And
And
understand.
such a busy street, you know, and I have a number of concerns. Now, all of Barzak has asked me to hold this until our next meeting.
For 1 week.
You know, so, because he has some concerns about it also, and he could not be here tonight.
Mr. Chair,
Or
if I could, understand that with the special use that we're not talking about here, but this only works if you get the special use. And the special use, if it does turn into a problem, that could be revoked. So,
Right.
Yeah,
okay, you understand. So you may invest a lot in this, and we've seen. I don't think we've revoked one yet, but some of the patios are really nice, you know, and so you'll have an incentive to manage this well, so it's not a problem because it could be revoked. Not saying that we will, but that option is always out there for the city. If it turns into a problem, yelling and screaming, you know.
Not only do we live there, but we work most of the shifts. We're always there.
Yeah, but we have to look at, you make so much money, you sell the place and retire, and somebody else gets it. We have to look at that aspect. But it's just,
Thinking.
Mr. Chairman,
I don't think that was the second.
so it's
I think it was for the...
it still has a number of concerns now. You still have to get a special use and everything, and then there's the musical part of it. They're playing music outside.
We won't be playing music
No,
outside.
maybe once or twice a year we'll get this special.
Use like we did when we had our grand opening. We were planning on doing an anniversary
But we don't plan on
party.
having bands or speakers or.
Put back.
Even then, we didn't have
And that
music
carries
outside.
throughout.
No, we don't plan
Just
on having
there, so.
anything like that.
Because this is this comes to your request premises for an outdoor extension. That's why it's here. But 'cause I think we go to both always safety and development and...
Right, because the ordinance provides that safety and development special use determines the hours of operation and all those other things that you're talking about.
Right.
Limiting music and all that other stuff.
So I'm going to hold this, we're going to hold it until our regular meeting next week, Tuesday. And then it's not going to be okayed, obviously, until the next council meeting, because the whole council has to. But I don't think the special use is going to be all done by that time either.
Okay.
You know, because I think it takes longer for that, because we got to...
So we should attend the meeting next Tuesday to address any questions or concerns?
Yes.
We're looking at spring now anyway because of our asphalt.
We approved your grant of $20,000, the grant that
Thank
you
you
requested.
very much.
We approved that in finance, 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If I could, Mr. Chairman, I don't think
Go ahead.
license and health is the meeting they really need to attend. It's the
Safety
safety and
development.
development meeting.
Exactly
to
right.
Discuss your
Yeah.
special use.
Yeah.
That's where you.
And that's going on right now.
So we need to
So
go
you
back
might
down
want to
to...
run over
Go
to
back to
the
the-
meeting
yeah.
So we're just gonna hold this.
We're holding it.
So we should be here next Tuesday at the
You will send them a letter?
Sure.
Send them a letter?
And your names are, I'm sorry.
Lawrence and Melody Pryor.
At that address over there.
Yep,
6,000 West
6,000 West
Mitchell.
Mitchell.
And you're talking about construction this spring?
Yes.
A 1 week delay now isn't going to screw up a timeline?
Not really.
No.
Right now, we're really getting tight with weather.
Okay. Want to make sure we weren't
Okay.
screwing things
So,
up.
so your timetable to open up that outside area would probably be Memorial Day?
Somewhere in March, April.
Oh, yeah.
Opening day.
St.
Or
Patrick's.
big day.
Early.
Probably St. Patrick. St. Patrick is an opening day game. That's kind of an area. Probably a 2-week
A
window.
lot of Irish people there.
So that meeting is, oh, you're gonna send us a letter. So.
Yeah,
Okay.
number 36 on the agenda is over at Safety and Development.
Okay.
Okay, thank
All
you very
right.
much.
Thank
you for
you.
your time.
Now, I just saw the chairman of the committee come in, so that meeting may have concluded. All
came in.
the license.
Okay.
Maybe he's looking for them.
Yeah, okay.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank
Okay,
you.
Scott, has West Allis Liquor
Did you hear
had
anything
any
from-
contact with you guys at all?
No, no contact
Since
at all. Nothing.
Is it, Mr. Chair,
Alderman Weigel?
is it possible this last letter that they got from us telling them to be here tonight, they thought was about the issue that had already been resolved? The taxes? No, I guess we don't know what they think. I'm asking you.
They've been a
Mind reader,
no-show
yeah.
for over half of the times they've been ordered in.
Well,
So it's
last
hard
time
to-
they missed the last meeting, our regular meeting, and now they miss again.
To me, this is not a communication breakdown, it's just there's just a failure either to turn up. I think it's intentional on their part, they just don't want to show up, you know? If there's
So
a
this-
communication problem here, then they probably shouldn't be in business to begin with.
Okay, so do I have a motion then on, this is the findings and recommendations now?
I approve approval of those findings
Second.
and conclusions of law.
Okay, is any further discussion on this?
Mr. Chair,
Oh,
so the net result of this is we're going to take their license away.
Yeah, the recommendations of revocation, yeah.
Yeah.
Class A beer, Class A liquor, and cigarette and tobacco products and food-related permits. They just don't appear.
but is this just for the liquor, or is this for the tobacco also?
Yeah.
This is for other licenses, because
Oh,
this is for the non-payment. That's what this
Right.
complaint was about.
Okay, so they can just sell food where everybody sells?
No,
No,
says-
that's
says
just-
food-
That's a license
No,
too?
we're back to
There's
just
a
rubber
license as
bands.
well.
That's right.
They-
Rubber
Anything
bands.
that doesn't require a
Rubber
license, they
bands.
can sell.
Rubber
That's right,
bands.
they can sell
Paper
food.
clips, right?
Rubber bands.
Okay,
Become a Staples.
any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Oh, yeah. Okay,
Liquor store for rent.
Do they own the building?
I don't think so.
okay, then we have item number 40, or is 40
Move
and...
approval.
Second?
And item number 41.
Second on that one as well?
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Then we have number 42. This is a appointment of new agent. Kelly, is that,
Is that the sister?
That's-
I thought she was the
I
agent.
think that's
Kelly Chinese.
That's,
It was some
that's Smoky Joe's
relation.
sister.
Yeah.
Right.
Thought she already was the agent. Or is this, who was the previous agent? Do we know?
Joe.
Joe was still the agent.
Right, he was still the agent even though they technically run it. That's
They
right.
changed the name,
Okay.
yeah.
I will
That's
move,
why,
I'll move approval of this.
Second.
any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Then we have the police report.
Move to place on file.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And then we have,
No special.
then we have a special event permit for Tap City for October 19th from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Tents, tables, and live music. 11 p.m. is the time that we usually give for this?
On a Saturday? Yeah.
Move approval subject to requirements, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Mr. Chair, on this item, would the committee entertain some sort of a method like we have for some of our other licenses of other than bringing these to you, because this is an example, we had to get it in under the 2-hour
Right.
exception.
Oh.
Approval by chair and alternate of the committee or something.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
It's just something to
Yeah.
consider for a future amendment, that
Right.
to the
All of
ordinance.
the district.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that either. But they should have gotten it in
No,
early.
they got it in plenty early. That was staff's problem,
Oh.
not theirs.
Oh, wait a minute. That's different now. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, then we have Las Palmos. They were complying in all the times that I call up and ask them to check, and Jessica was checking on it. Close up. So,
Yeah, we got
And
an
they
email
are-
from her that there were no problems the whole
Yeah.
time during the time frame.
and so this is for the license which we never approved.
So they're all caught, they never owed us
Yeah.
any money. This was strictly.
No, they owed us money.
Oh, they did owe us money.
I thought they owed us money.
No.
They might have paid it.
This was conduct.
Yes, it was conduct.
This is the conduct one?
Yeah.
Because I know they owed us money for a while there.
Well, so we're essentially just to approve their 13, 14.
Oh, this is from the
I'll move approval.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? That is all we got.
What you do on item 55, the ordinance.
We didn't do anything on it.
Okay, if you can just place it on file, we want to introduce a new one. There's so many changes that we've made in drafting that it's not worth.
With a place on
So
file,
I
Mr.
just place that
Chairman.
one file, we'll introduce a new one.
Okay, number 55. I have a motion to place it on file. Who was the second?
Moved.
Second.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Is that 6 o'clock Tuesday, Mick?
6 o'clock.